want to talk to you about something it's hard for me, but I've been sitting on this for a few years. Past 5 years, I've been attending this church. It's called Revelation. There's other churches within it, and there will be other videos explaining everything that went wrong and everything that happened to me. This video is more just a brief overview about everything and some soft touches here and there. One of the things that went wrong was just there was a lot of manipulation. There was a lot of sexual activities that happened to myself, which I didn't know was true until it happened to me. Was a lot of sexual abuse and molestation goes on at that church.
But the assaults, the molestation started when I first came. It would be he and I, sometimes there would be another person, but it would just be he and I, and we would kind of wrestle. And at first he had said it was for self-defense, and I was like, oh yeah, sure, okay, no problem. And then it got like more intensified, and I just was like, all right, man, you gotta get off me, bro. Like, nah, this is weird. And a few times I kind of felt him get hard, and I was like, nah, bro, nah, you are weird. Like, nah, bro, like that's out, that ain't it. And so we, kind of stopped talking. So it went from that to a couple years later, he came back in contact with me again, just checking up and things like that. And we met maybe twice, maybe 3 times, I don't know. Excuse me, but we met a few times, and it started with just the wrestling again. And I was like, all right, I guess. And then it went to like, there was a time I had needed assistance with paying for something, and it wasn't a lot of money. I think it was only maybe like $200-300 or something like that I needed left over. And he picks me up in this black Tesla, and we're talking, and we go to this little park trail area. And he is telling me about a problem he's been having, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, like, whatever it is, you can tell me about it. I ain't want to judge, I ain't gonna trip. Like, what's up? And he wouldn't specifically tell me what it was. And I was like, oh, can't you ask Manish? Can't you ask somebody else? He's like, no, I come to you because I trust you. And I was like, okay, all right. I didn't think anything of it. And he had just told me to close my eyes because he didn't want to like show me. He didn't want me to really kind of see what it was. And I was like, all right, I guess. I guess. And then I, closed my eyes, and he put his dick in my mouth. And I was like, bro, what the fuck? And he like forced my head down and started like ramming my fucking like mouth with it. And then he, finished in my mouth, and I just looked at him and spit it out. And I was just like horrified, like frozen, just stuck and frozen. Like I didn't know what to do, because I'm like, and then it happened a second time after he said it wouldn't happen again. It happened a second time. And I'm like, no, and the second time he made me swallow it. I had to walk around thinking I was gay. I literally sat there at work, at home, couldn't tell Angelique nothing, because I'm like, I don't know if she's going to believe me. Hell, I don't even believe it that this happened, but it happened. I'm like, I can't keep lying to myself. It happened, but I don't know who to tell. I don't know who to go to. I can't tell nobody. I then went and told Lovy, and he didn't even say anything about it at the time because we were still under him. And I went and told him, like, hey, this happened. He didn't say nothing.
Let me just insert right here. Lovy is well aware at this point of conversation with Nick that multiple others have come to him about the same exact situation with this prophet Junior, whatever his name is. So when you read this and you see Lovy answer and say, but you're not coming to church, but did I hurt you? So why are you worried about him? I'm sorry, sir. This is a breach of fiduciary duties. You are operating a charity with rapists. And when people come to you for protection, this is how you respond to them? Let's not get started on you showing pictures of Trinity pregnant 4 months. We'll get there, though.
And Angelique, and more people than I could even count, apparently. I guess I'm just not finding out I'm not one of the only ones, and that's why I'm making this video, or these videos. With that being said, another thing is just the mental, emotional, financial, physical abuse that goes on there. The gaslighting, the sharing of information, just everything that you can think of that you don't want in your life goes on there. And it's still following me today. Like, literally happened. I would say it started when I first came around. Everybody was like, oh, you have to be here at the church. You can only come to this church. You can't go to any other church. But then the leader of the church would say, yeah, go explore other churches. So it's like, okay, do we stay? Do we go? Like, what do we do? There's no real assistance there. There really isn't. It's people who, that will assist you, but we're going to talk about you behind your back. But it's like, well, how can you be homeless twice? If you're homeless once, go home, right? I couldn't, because they manipulate you into leaving your family, like, period. I didn't talk to my family for a year, if that, like a year, probably a year and a half straight. I talked to my granddad just because, I talked to him here and there. But for the most part, I didn't talk to the rest of my family. I didn't talk to my mother. I didn't talk to my brother. I didn't talk to my sister. I didn't talk to nobody because they told you literally couldn't. Basically, they said, we're your family now. Can't talk to them. They're not going to understand what you're doing. Da, 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 da. And it hurt because I'm a huge family person. I'm very, my old friends that know me, I'm always around my family. No, they don't want you around your family. I didn't go to my sister's graduation. What? No, don't go do that. What? No. That's my sister's graduation. I'm going to go. And then they say, oh, you're not about it. You're not about us. You're not with us. Da, da, da. It's like, no, I'm not. I'm myself. I'm my person. They manipulate you financially. Again, like I said, I'll go deeper into it in another video. All of this, what I'm about to mention, this is just an overview of everything that I'll speak about. And I'm going to people who are supposed to be my counselor, who are supposed to be my mentor, who are supposed to be our marriage counselor. And now the whole church knows everything. And that also coincides with the fact that they try to tell her, they try to tell her, oh, you need to leave him alone, get away from him, da, 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 da. He's horrible, come over here with this dude, da, 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 da. And they try to tell me, oh, you need to stay with her and be better for her, and da, 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 da. What is that? Oh, spider, I scream. But they try to tell you, me, oh, you can only be with her. And it's like, well, why y'all telling her? But then when you find out, you can't be mad. You gotta just take that shit. And it's like, well, why is that when you're telling her to leave me? You're trying to break up my marriage. If I want to break it up, I can break it up. If she want to break it up, she can break it up because it's ours. Why is that? Speaking of which, they kind of forced us to get married. They forced us, in a sense. They pushed it for so long. I was married for 2 years, but they forced it. Literally, when we first came, when I first came, they were like, oh, by the way, go get married. Da, da, da. I'm 19 years old. Another thing, emotionally, mentally, because I'm just touching on the manipulation for right now. They go like, if they make a mistake, they don't admit it. Now, okay, it makes sense. We make mistakes. Some people just don't admit it. We know those people. But when I say they don't admit it, I mean in the sense they gaslight the fuck out of you and turn it around on you. Like they try to play, and even it's the so-called leaders of the church, who do it. And y'all know who y'all are. I will be putting it out there. I 1000% will be putting it out there. But again, later video. But they don't admit it. They turn it around on you, and you get looked at wrong. A lot of sexualizing goes on at that church. And I didn't realize it until it happened literally to myself. It happened to Angelique. She'll talk about that when she talks about that. But for the most part, once it happened to me,